excuse all these old games where you could be like, it was the technology at the time they didn't know. I'd be like, just use your imagination. That's what they were going for. Oh, hello there, puppers. And welcome to what may be the shortest playthrough on Pupcorn.
Truth.
And this was to celebrate Kirby, I believe, his 20th anniversary. Because it's like, look, we're 3D. See?
Aw.
DDD's like, what's this?
King.
Yep, 20th anniversary.
Disney.
I think we're already approaching Kirby's 30th anniversary at the time of this recording.
Oh?
So I believe this was like 10 years ago
Wow.
that this lovely little anniversary package was made. And we're going to play the very first Kirby game. Because the Dream Collection, I believe, has 6 of the first Kirby games.
Okay.
So it has... Yeah, so these are the classic titles. Dreamland, Adventure, Dreamland 2, Superstar, Dreamland 3, and Kirby 64.
Okay.
So we already did Kirby's Adventure, which was the second one. Now we're going
Kirby's
to the...
Dreamland.
Yep, Kirby's Dreamland, the very first one.
He's like, I'm just a baby monster.
So here it is, 1992.
Am I older than Kirby?
You might be.
What year did Kirby come out?
1992.
I meant, like, what month? I'm sorry. What year? It's right in front of you, asshole.
I don't remember. I want to say like March or something.
Kirby's older than me.
Kirby's older than you. Aw. The little pink puff. But yeah, Kirby's Adventure, he had copy abilities. In this, he just ate everything. So your ability is eat enemies and spit them back out. That's all there is to it. And we start with like just the little fun green greens. And again, because the original Game Boy couldn't do color, they just kept Kirby as just like a white little puff.
Yeah.
A little cream puff. And then
I wonder what
for the
made them
sequel-
want him to be pink.
So there was a debate. One of the creators wanted him to be yellow, and the other one wanted to be pink. And I forget how it was settled, but eventually pink won out. I don't know if it was just like how it overall looked in the design, like they tried both, and they're just like, no, we like pink.
Okay.
But yeah, one tough cream puff.
I wonder too if like maybe the fact that like stars are a big part of the aesthetic,
Okay.
and like to make the stars yellow.
Yeah.
Maybe too much yellow.
Mm-hmm. That might be.
Whereas pink is not a primary color.
I never really gave it much thought. I know they got the name from their lawyer, who they
I
won
did
against
know that,
Universal,
yeah.
because they tried to sue them over Donkey Kong.
Saying that it was too similar to King Kong.
Whereas they were just like, just wrong enough. Victory. So, Nintendo should know above all people about copyright law and
I know,
how to
and
do
they're
just wrong
still
enough.
And they're still just like cease and desist.
They're like that with, it's just like, that's our music. Yeah, but it's a review. That's our music. That's our footage. Yes, but I'm reviewing your game. Our footage.
Part of me like wants to review something like Sailor Moon but use none of the music. Like there's just no music in general, and it's just a whiteboard with poorly drawn pictures of like
That would probably be
the
how we'll
review.
do it. Either that or just the two of us talking about it with like music from Final Fantasy or
Yeah.
someone less critical of their IP. I don't know. That was the only copyright issue
Yeah.
we've had so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully it's just Toei being assholes and no other company being assholes. Okay, so you're gonna see a lot of familiar faces from Kirby's Adventure in here as well. Oh, yes, yes. A lot of familiar
Luna's
faces.
like, really?
Oh, yeah, Kirby?
She's been such a little needy girl.
Yeah, he has. Because we're already at the first boss.
Wow.
Yep. It's Wispy Woods! Wispy Woods' debut. And he can't use any abilities, so you gotta eat his apples and spit them back at him. That's how you take him out. But no, I'm fairly confident that if we did a first experience, you could beat this game in a first experience setting. Because you record like 3 or 4 of those.
Are you sure?
I am positive. I know you'll get really far because like it's just a short game and like
Yeah.
it's very simple.
Kirby's over there like, how you like them apples?
Oh, what's that? You can't jump? Kirby flies. Too many attacks? He just eats and spits. That's it. Aw, he got the sniffles. Ouch!
Lololo?
Castle Lololo. Castle Lololo.
I know, castle.
Basically.
Well, I remember like the first time we were playing Kirby, and you were like, "Yes, this is King Dedede."
Yes.
And I was like, "King Dedede."
King Dedede. Yep, basically. Well, that's the plot of this one. Is King Dedede stole all the food in Dreamland, and Kirby's like,
Give that back. That's mine.
whereas the story in Adventure was like the dreams are out of whack, the Star Rod has been stolen, and we gotta rid the nightmares, even though that was the twist. We thought it was just Dedede pissing around with the fountain.
But it was actually bigger than that.
Yep, it was much bigger. So yeah, every subsequent Kirby game is always like a bigger threat, but this is just King Dedede steals all the food, and it's just like, give that back, you big bully. And there we go, invincibility candy. There's a couple new enemies here as well, like the little mummy faces.
Are they new, or are they just never featured again?
I don't know. I'd have to really revisit a lot of the other Kirby games and see what we got. But, this is Lololo and Lololo. They are our second boss. But there's multiple phases of this boss battle. So go through here. There we go. It seems like pretty simple, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, it does look simple, but it's also keeping in mind you know where to go and what to do.
Right. There's really not that many choices, though. Like, you see a door, go through it. Like, see, I'm exploring around just to be like, did I miss anything? And there's not much to it. This was one of the first games on the Game Boy. So they were trying to be like, all right, just small games on portable. And they were just looking for a new mascot.
Yeah.
Because they weren't confident if they could do, like, Mario or Zelda or even Metroid yet. That came, like, after.
Right.
Because Link's Awakening originally was just a port of A Link to the Past onto the Game Boy. And the more they tinkered with it, the more they wanted to try new things, to the point where they're just like, well, let's just make this a new Zelda then. Okay. Instead of just making a portable Link to the Past, let's make it its own Zelda. To the point where they removed characters like Zelda, Ganon, the Triforce, stuff like that.
Let's make a new Zelda and get rid of Zelda.
Yep. I think that was the first Zelda that got rid of Zelda, actually. Yeah, it was.
Luna's like, how could they? Her name's in the title.
Yeah. At that time, everyone thought Link was Zelda. Where, like, if you make that problem now, it's like, you're not paying attention, are you?
Yeah. Well, that was like one of the questions that you asked me. You were like, who's Zelda? And I was like, Zelda's the girl, Link is the boy, and like the little green elf costume.
She's the one!
You were like, okay, you can stay.
So here's the second phase. So they're going to be coming out of one of those... Uh-oh. I'm stuck.
Crap!
Okay. So, yeah, don't get stuck. And you got to eat those blocks and spit them back at Lololo and La. Which, they actually are characters from a whole different video game called The Adventures of Lololo. Oh. And that's more of a puzzle game. I have it on the Switch. It was part of my Nintendo membership.
Okay.
So, like, Adventures of Lololo was like an old NES game where, like, you solve puzzles to save La. And I don't know what they're doing here, but maybe they were made by the same company, so it was just kind of like an Easter egg.
Yeah.
Of just like, hey, it's these characters coming back again. There we go. I'll wait for it and get you from behind. Haha! And then there was one. Okay. There's a total of 5 stages in the entire game, yeah. And we're about to go into stage 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is not a long game at all. Come here, you.
Kirby's like a Kirby.
There we go. Hang on, grab the star and do the dance.
Yay.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Wow.
Moonwalking out of here.
Oh, that's the long version. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Bum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Wow. Uh-oh.
Hey, help.
Kirby's depicted as very clumsy.
It's kind of like dirt. Uh-oh.
I like it.
Help.
I can relate.
I made a mistake.
That's a waddle doo. That was a cannon hiding under the water. I don't know why. It's Dreamland. It's allowed to be nonsensical.
Absolutely.
If you eat the microphone and spit it back out, you destroy everything on screen.
Oh.
Later on, that becomes an actual power-up called Mike Kirby, where you can use it a couple
And just
times instead of
scream
just
out,
once.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's sitting with you, purring, enjoying pets, but she is staring me down. She goes, mine.
Giving you that death glare.
She is just been the loveliest, clingiest little kitty.
Yes, she has. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, and purr, purr, purr. Yeah, it's my girl. But yeah, there's not even like water physics here.
He just sinks to the bottom.
Cause like even in Kirby's Adventure, when you're underwater, he'd like spew water and stuff, and he wore little goggles and stuff.
Aww.
Whereas in this one, he just kind of like just walks through, and it's just like,
Yeah, this is water. Use your imagination.
gotta use that imagination. That's how I excuse all these old games where you could be like, it was the technology at the time they didn't know. I'd be like, just use your imagination. That's what they were going for.
I mean, like, it's true, though. Like,
Yeah. Whoop, spicy curry. Now I can shoot fireballs. So yeah, and the first one is basically like eating is your power, whereas going forward it's you are what you
Yeah.
eat. Like you actually can use their copy abilities
other-
and those abilities you can upgrade because in Kirby and the Forgotten Land we could use that little tinker guy
Yeah.
and he could upgrade our abilities. So like that was pretty neat as well. But nope, simple start for a little cream puff who has slowly shot his way up to being like B tier of Nintendo's mascots. Like at first he was just like very simple.
I always thought that he was, like, right on par with, like, Mario.
He wasn't always that way. This was recent. This was like around closer to his 20th anniversary
Okay.
that people like really
It's just
started
like-
liking Kirby, whereas he was just
When,
kind of simple.
when I think of Nintendo, I think Legend of Zelda,
Mhm.
Mario, and Kirby.
Oh wow, really?
Like, those are the three that I know are Nintendo.
Okay. Well, there's also Pokemon, which is actually the king of them all.
Oh.
Yeah, Pokemon makes so much more money than even Mario. It's not even funny.
Well, because do they own, like, the cards and stuff, too? Those
I
are all, like,
think
Nintendo
so.
property.
There's like a branch of Nintendo that specifically either works on the cards or the games, but like it's owned by Nintendo.
Okay. So either way, they get a cut.
I don't know what's happening here. Like Kirby falls into a cloud and just multiplies.
Kirby's asexual. Woo!
He's not asexual, he just buds.
Oh, he buds. Sorry.
Kirby is budding. I mean, he might be asexual.
Kirby be budding.
He's a child, so he's still finding himself.
I don't know what that was.
We'll
That
love
one
Kirby
was
no
like-
matter what he decides.
Dun, 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 dun.
But there's also Star Fox, who you have yet to see.
Right.
Donkey Kong, which you know of Donkey Kong. We've played the original
Yeah.
Donkey Kong, but you have yet to see
It's
beyond
like-
that.
That's just one that,
But, like, that's
to
the
me,
thing,
that's
like,
what I
there's-
think, like, B tier is like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that one. But, like, those three, I'm just like, when anyone mentions Nintendo, that's what I think of.
Yeah. Whereas like actual B tier is Kirby, Metroid, Star Fox. Then you got C tier where it's like F-Zero. Again, not bad games,
Yeah,
but people
they're
don't
just
know what
lesser
the
known.
fuck
Yeah,
that is.
lesser known.
Fire Emblem. And like Earthbound. Earthbound's a tricky one because like the creator was just set on just making a couple titles.
Yeah.
And there was also a struggle bringing it to America, even though the games are based off his experience
Of
in America.
yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck?
I love the one that's like a burger joint that just says like burger or it's pizza. Like it's very comical when I was trying to find pictures for like our music playlist. And it was just like pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very simplistic, but it's that charm and that sense of like this is a foreigner doing an adaptation of our culture basically with the elements of like a classic JRPG that makes Earthbound so beloved.
Well, I think that's such an interesting aspect to think about is like other cultures, all of America is either California or Texas.
Right.
You're from California or you're from Texas.
Yeah.
Like that's the culture most people think about is like Valley Girls and surfing or guns and freedom.
See, whereas Earthbound has a lot of influence from like especially New York City.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of New York in Earthbound. Like there's some Texas obviously in California and like the beach bums and
well, I meant like
that kind of stuff.
personality wise, like
But
how we think
New York
we
is the
think
big
British like English people, we think a little spot of tea, dear, right? Like
Yeah.
it's all Mary
But
Poppins
scones
and the
for
Queen.
tea.
And it's definitely not.
No, you're right. All right. Flying through the skies. Starlit skies. We took down Krakow Jr., now we're gonna take on Krakow Sr. Ah!
Ah,
Stop. Those are the only enemies that I think are a threat in this game. The little Gordos.
okay.
Because you can't eat them.
Yeah. You say Gordo and it made me think of Lizzie McGuire.
So it's all, that's very common. Ah! Spikies! Now don't worry, spikes aren't instant death, but they do poke you when they hurt. So just remember that. There are some games like Mega Man where you touch them and or Canyon where Maggie
Yeah.
goes,
Poor Maggie.
That is death, so don't fly down there, I guess. See, there's really not much exploring because if you go, it's just like, oh, oops, all right, that's the end of the level. It's very straightforward. Honestly, it's also inspirational to where it's like it's so simplistic. You could
Yeah.
adapt this and be like, okay, I can make something like this to understand the basics.
Yeah.
Because they use something this small to understand, like,
'cause this
what
is,
is
like-
Kirby? How do they want it? It's almost like a prototype.
This is kind of what I imagine O'Milo would be like.
Yeah.
Where it's small, it's short,
Mm-hmm.
there's not too terribly much going on, like there's
Yeah.
not much to explore.
There's not much of a challenge.
Yeah, but
Uh-oh.
it's just like
I want that. No!
to get
There
you
we
know, get your feet wet with design and
Mm-hmm.
you know, what do we want these things to look like and to be like and
So there's Krakow Sr. I believe he was in Kirby's Adventure. Do you remember that design?
so yeah, the floating eyeball.
Yeah, the floating eyeball cloud. You'll be seeing him a lot. Him, Wispy Woods, and King Dedede are like the most recurring characters.
Okay.
And then later on, oh no, you met Meta Knight.
Yeah.
So Meta Knight, he shows up a lot as well. I'm sorry, can you say that a little louder?
No, I cannot.
All right then. I want you to melt, damn it!
No. Never. Not unless I'm in the warehouse of Stratwood 10 years ago,
Ah!
sitting into a chicken leg.
He swooped. I didn't expect him to swoop. Help!
There we go.
Kirby's like, oh god!
There we go. We got him. All right, so we're already off to the final level. Yep. Wow. There we go. I was a little off. Stage 5, Mount DDD.
Mount Titty.
Mount DDD. Whee! Don't mind me just crashing through your ceiling. Okay, so Mount DDD is only about refighting the 4 bosses and then taking on DDD himself.
Okay.
So we're gonna do like little snippets of their levels. Again, we just did this not even like 10 minutes ago. Nothing new here, nothing crazy. Just touch the fake Kirby, I guess, and there you go.
Catch the bite.
I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what's with like the clone Kirbys. You can read into it if you want. Zelda games are very open to interpretation, to the point where like people started piecing together their Zelda timeline, and Nintendo was just like, that sounds like fun. So they actually released the official Zelda timeline, and people were just like, this makes no sense. And they're just like, because when we designed the games, we didn't think of that shit. It was an afterthought. And I was just like, all right, I guess we'll try to piece this together. Yeah, that works.
See, I just like the idea that it's like, this game is not connected to that game, even if it's the same character. Like, this Kirby is not the same Kirby as Kirby's Dream Land.
Right. You mean Kirby's Adventure? Because like this is Dream Land.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It's a lot easier when they number them. This is Kirby's Dream Land 1. The next one's Kirby's Dream Land 2.
Yeah. But I just like, I like the idea that they can be different, because then that opens up so many possibilities for like growth, not only in the characters but in the enemies and in the levels and in the story.
You can really experiment.
And, like, you're not stuck to one specific timeline of things and events happening that have to be cohesive throughout the span of 8 years it takes to make a game.
Like I usually say, don't Star Wars this.
Yeah.
Branch out.
Like,
not everything has to lead back to the goddamn Skywalkers.
It's okay to have a different story in the same universe.
That's what spin-offs are for. Like Yoshi has his own games, even though it has most of the Mario characters.
Yeah.
Same with Luigi. Because like the point of Luigi's Mansion was a game starring Luigi that doesn't play like a Mario game. It's something completely different. So it's very much like Luigi just going through a mansion, very puzzle heavy.
Yeah.
Clues, being like, all right.
I like the meme. Luigi riding Yoshi into the... It's like...
We did that meme on our video.
Yeah, Yoshi riding...
Luigi
riding Yoshi into like the barn. Cocks shotgun, mansion's haunted. What? Mansion's haunted.
Yep, mansion's haunted. Alright, so we kind of glazed over this boss, but this is the big old blimp with a cannon attached. So this is kind of like a shoot 'em up level.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like that's a whole genre in and of itself, very similar to like arcade games.
Yeah.
It's just like you're just a little spaceship and you're like pew pew
And
pew,
you just have
destroy all the aliens and all the enemies and stuff like that.
See, that's what I spent a lot of time playing as a kid, but like in actual like...
Those games are really hard.
Oh, I was terrible.
Because like most of them are like one hit and you die.
Yeah.
Because it's designed to pop quarters in.
Right.
That's what you gotta keep doing. And I barely survived that boss battle. I got one little piece of health left. Oh, hello, big guy. There we go. Rematch with Kracko.
Yeah, that we before we were old enough to really like be home by ourselves, and we didn't have like a babysitter or anything. So after school we would go to like the community center, and they had like a little arcade that had like 3 games.
Aw. Is that where you like brushed up on that Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Ouch! He got me. Oh, first death of the playthrough. Alright, we gotta do this again and take on Kracko. Don't worry though, we still got 6 lives. Ouch! Maybe 5. If I keep stumbling in enemies like that. Kirby tripped!
Kirby fall down.
Poor little Kirby. Oh, he also, like I've noticed now, he also just has like a very like blank, almost scary face in this one. Whereas like later on, like with the pink and stuff, he's more like,
yeah. I just hate the voice.
Well, there's no voice in this one.
Yeah.
He has no voice.
I know that like a lot of people that love Kirby are like, you are an absolute
The only noise
monster.
Kirby makes in this one is...
Yeah, when he's eating. I think I just don't like baby talk voices. I know that he is a baby.
We established that in Klonoa.
But I just, like, something inside me is just like, ew, make it stop.
And this
like,
is the final battle with King DDD. He got a big old boxing ring ready for us. So yeah, we're gonna fight him in his big old boxing ring. And his battle's similar to the one in Kirby's Adventure, only it's a little more cramped. So be careful, he can corner you. But we actually made the discovery going through the other Klonoa game that like Klonoa supposedly grows up
Yeah,
from game
so
to
his,
game
like-
because like his little
Yeah, his second
Turns
one
into
is. Well, it's just not as like.
Right.
I'm just like, kill it. Like my
Aw.
brain just cannot handle the sound.
Whereas you'd like the corny English dub where it's just some white guy going wahoo.
Yeah, I do. I don't like the high pitched tones. I just don't like it. It reminds me of crying babies, and I just need it to stop.
Okay. Oh my God, we need to play Yoshi's Island
No.
because you carry a baby and
No.
if you get hit, it goes.
It starts crying. Because that was a big thing with like Partners in Time.
Oh yeah.
Is when the babies would cry and stuff. I'd be like, oh my God, make it stop.
And then
like,
Luigi starts crying.
Like it's like a genuine rage that builds inside my chest where I'm just like, holy shit, make it stop. Like, yeah, I don't like it.
See, I'm just like that with actual kids, like in a store. If it's in a fictional piece of medium, I'm mostly okay. Ah, he cornered me. Kirby, move!
I just don't like it at all.
It's a big fat penguin. Come on, Kirby, you can outrun him.
Oh no, that's my star.
Yeah, he's also a little tougher because, like, the only way you can hit him is by absorbing those stars and shooting them back at him. Whereas in Adventure, you could use another
Yeah.
ability and be on the aggressive side.
Right.
And keep attacking him. Whereas this, it's like you gotta keep an eye on his attack patterns. So I feel like if we did a first experience of this game, this would be the only part that would give you a little bit of trouble. But it's just by knowing, hey, when he slams the hammer, it doesn't corner you.
Yeah.
You can eat his star and spit it right back at his face. And again, it's a very forgiving game. You get like so many lives, but even with the game over, I think you just start back at the beginning of the level. It's not going to boot you back to the start screen
Yeah.
like Adventure Island. To where it's just like, you gotta be kidding me. There's cheat codes? There's cheat codes. Okay, there's hope.
It's so funny. You were playing that, and to me, the main character just looks like some weird surfer college dude
He's a beach bum.
that like got lost.
Well, I like his like lower jaws, kind of like,
Yeah, it sticks out, but to me, it looks like a beard.
it looks like a beard.
Yeah. Like when you were playing, I thought he had a beard, and you said no, it's his lower lip.
Okay. We might be doing a playthrough of Adventure Island once I figure out how to. Well, now that I know about the level cheat in quotations, maybe it'll be possible to like do it in a setting or two. So we'll see. Maybe you'll
Yeah.
see Super Adventure Island here on Pupcorn. Damn. One more hit and I'm toast, but 3 more hits and we got him. It's down to the wire. Oh my God, Diddity slams. Here comes John Cena.
See, I feel like I would get more frustrated in this level because it's tedious.
It's the final boss though. There we go. Pop. All right, one more. Come on. Haha, he trips. See? Oh, Kirby trips. Boink. And there we go. We got him.
Yay.
Ah, looks like Team Rocket's blasting off again. And alrighty.
I do like the Kirby moonwalks, though. He's like, I'm out of here.
Woo! Dung, dugga, dugga, dung, dung, dugga, dung, dung, dugga, dung. Yeah? Okay. Kirby is now a hot air balloon.
Kirby's like, I'm gonna just take this off your hands.
He's like, I'm just gonna take the whole castle and dunk out all the food back in Dreamland.
Kirby, I kind of want a snack.
Kirby makes me hungry. That's the point.
I did like a lot of yard work, and now I'm like, I'm kind of hungry.
Well, good, because we're done here.
A little sleepy.
That's Kirby's Dreamland.
So
Final
really-
thoughts? Any thoughts?
I like it. I think that it is inspirational to see it and to be like, yeah, I definitely think we could make something like that.
Okay.
Where it doesn't have to have a lot of sound effects. It doesn't have to have dialogue. Like Kirby's not talking throughout this. And I think that would just be a really cool starting point when we start doing sprites and short.
Yeah, is to look
type
at Kirby
animations,
to
yeah.
like keep it simple there.
Yeah.
So we know how to get the basics down
Right.
and then build from there.
Yeah. But I think it's very cute. I think it's a fun little game.
Do you look forward to future Kirby games on this show?
Yeah, because
Like-
the sound is off. So, like, I don't have to listen to Kirby and I don't have to listen to some of the older music.
Yeah.
The newer music I'm okay with because they kind of find that balance of, like, tingy to not tingy.
Okay.
So, like, some of the newer songs, like, I really like that. What is that? And you'll be
See,
like, oh, it's
he doesn't
Kirby.
talk, he just does that.
Yeah, I like that. See, I like that song. I like characters that don't talk. Please stop making your characters talk.
All
Don't
right,
give them
then.
baby voices. It's annoying.
And we can unlock a hard mode by pressing that at the start menu, in case you want just a little more bang for your buck.
No thanks.
All right, so we'll see you guys in the next playthrough.
Toodles!